Have you ever wondered why port security is essential in network security? This question may seem trivial to some, but in reality, it's a vital aspect of network protection that cannot be overlooked. Port security is a powerful tool in the network engineer's arsenal. It serves as a first line of defense in preventing unauthorized access to a network. But how does it do this? Well, port security does this by limiting the number of valid media access control, or MAC addresses, that can be connected to a single port. This feature significantly reduces the potential for unwanted devices to connect to your network, thereby increasing its overall security. But the benefits of port security don't stop there. It also plays a crucial role in preventing MAC flooding attacks. In a MAC flooding attack, a hacker overwhelms a switch's MAC address table with tons of fictitious MAC addresses. This action forces the switch into a fail-open mode, where it starts broadcasting all incoming packets to all ports, instead of only to the intended recipient. This situation gives the attacker a golden opportunity to eavesdrop on the network traffic. However, with port security in place, the number of MAC addresses a port can learn is strictly limited. Once this limit is reached, the switch will not learn any new MAC addresses, effectively blocking the flooding attack. So, you see, port security is not just about controlling network access, it's also about maintaining the integrity of your network under potential attack. It's about ensuring that your network remains a safe and secure environment for its intended users and a hostile territory for any would-be intruders. In the complex world of network security, it's the simple measures like port security that often provide the most effective protection. It's the silent sentinel, always on guard, always watching, and always ready to spring into action at the first sign of trouble. So, port security isn't just a fancy network term, but a vital line of defense against potential intruders. Now, let's delve into the process of configuring and verifying port security. Firstly, you need to access the interface you want to secure. To do this, you would use the interface command followed by the name of the interface. For instance, interface fast Ethernet 01 net. This takes you into the interface configuration mode. The next step is to enable port security. The switchport port security command does just that. By default, port security is disabled on a Cisco switch, but once you execute this command, port security is activated. Now you need to define the maximum number of secure MAC addresses allowed on the port. This is achieved with the switchport port security maximum command, followed by the number of MAC addresses. For instance, switchport port security maximum 2 allows 2 secure MAC addresses. You also have the option to set the action that should be taken when a security violation occurs. This is done using the switchport port security violation command, followed by one of 3 options: protect, restrict, or shut down. Each of these have different implications on how the port reacts to a security breach. After configuring port security, you need to verify it. The Show Port Security Interface command, followed by the interface name, gives you a detailed view of your port security configuration. For example, Show Port Security Interface Fast Ethernet 01 will display the security settings for that particular interface. You may also want to check the address table for secure MAC addresses. The Show Port Security Address command gives you this information. To confirm the violation mode, use the Show Port Security Interface command again. This will display what action will be taken if there's a security violation. And that's it. You've walked through the process of configuring and verifying port security on a Cisco switch. Remember, these are just the basics. There are many more options and nuances to explore as you continue your networking journey. With these steps, you have successfully configured and verified port security, enhancing your network safety. Moving on, can you guess the role of DHCP snooping in network security? Well, DHCP snooping is a vital tool in the network security toolbox. It's essentially a switch feature that plays a critical role in preventing DHCP spoofing attacks. Now you might be wondering, what is a DHCP spoofing attack? It's a type of attack where an attacker attempts to supply false IP address information to clients, potentially leading to serious network security breaches. So, how does DHCP snooping help us in this scenario? Well, it operates like a kind of bouncer for your network, validating DHCP messages received from untrusted sources and filtering out those that are invalid. It's like having a security guard at the entrance of your network, checking the credentials of all the traffic that wants to get in. Let's delve a bit deeper into how it functions. When DHCP snooping is enabled on a switch, the switch scrutinizes all the DHCP messages that it receives, sorting them into trustworthy and untrustworthy categories. This classification is determined by the interface from which the message was received. For instance, if a message is received from a trusted interface, it's allowed to pass through. But if it's from an untrusted interface, the switch inspects the message more closely. If it's a DHCP reply message, it's discarded right away because reply messages should never originate from untrusted sources. By doing this, DHCP snooping ensures that only legitimate DHCP messages are relayed, which in turn prevents rogue DHCP servers from distributing false IP address information. So, in essence, DHCP snooping is like a gatekeeper, a guardian of your network. It keeps a watchful eye on all DHCP traffic, ensuring that only valid messages are allowed to pass and discarding any that seems suspicious. It's an incredibly important aspect of network security, helping to maintain the integrity and reliability of your network. Therefore, DHCP snooping acts as a guardian, ensuring only legitimate traffic passes through your network. Now, you might be wondering, how can I implement DHCP snooping on my network? Well, let's kick things off with a step-by-step guide. First things first, you need to enable DHCP snooping globally on your switch. This can be done by entering the command IP DHCP snooping in the global configuration mode. Next, specify the VLANs for which you want to enable DHCP snooping. Use the command IP DHCP snooping VLAN followed by the VLAN numbers. This will ensure that DHCP snooping is activated only on the specified VLANs, leaving the rest unaffected. Now, remember, DHCP snooping distinguishes between untrusted and trusted interfaces. Untrusted interfaces are those that receive messages from outside the network, while trusted interfaces are within the network. By default, all interfaces are untrusted, so you need to manually set your trusted interfaces. You can do this by entering the interface mode and using the command IP DHCP snooping trust. Moving on, you might want to limit the rate of DHCP messages on untrusted interfaces to prevent any potential attacks. This can be done with the IP DHCP snooping limit rate command followed by the desired rate. Lastly, to verify your configuration, you can use the show IP DHCP snooping command. This will display information about your DHCP snooping configuration, including the enabled VLANs and the rate limit. In essence, implementing DHCP snooping involves enabling it globally, specifying the VLANs, setting the trusted interfaces, and optionally limiting the rate of DHCP messages on untrusted interfaces. This series of steps is a crucial part of securing your network, deterring rogue DHCP servers, and preventing DHCP-based attacks. Now, it's important to note that these commands and their functions are specific to Cisco devices. Other vendors might have different commands, but the principles remain the same. Congratulations! You've just implemented DHCP snooping on your network, further securing it from potential attacks. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with a well-secured network. Let's recap what we've learned today about port security and DHCP snooping. We started by understanding the critical role of port security in safeguarding our networks. Port security is not just an optional extra, but an essential part of any robust network security strategy. By limiting the number of valid MAC addresses allowed on a port and by specifying action to be taken upon violation, we can effectively control network access and mitigate security threats. Then, we delved into the process of configuring and verifying port security. We learned that it's a two-step process. First, enabling port security on an interface, and second, defining the security parameters. We also discussed the importance of verifying our settings to ensure that port security is functioning as intended. Next, we shifted our focus to DHCP Snooping, another crucial security feature for networks. We discussed how DHCP Snooping acts as a firewall between untrusted hosts and trusted DHCP servers. By filtering out harmful DHCP messages, it prevents rogue DHCP servers from assigning IP addresses, thereby securing our network from potential attacks. We also walked through the steps to implement DHCP Snooping. We learned that it's not just about turning on the DHCP Snooping feature. It also involves defining trusted interfaces and setting up a DHCP Snooping database where IP MAC binding information is stored for validation purposes. In summary, port security and DHCP Snooping are two powerful tools in our network security arsenal. They help us control access to our network and protect against potential threats. The configuration and implementation of these features may seem complex at first, but with practice, it becomes second nature. With port security and DHCP Snooping, your network is now better equipped to fend off potential threats. Remember, a secure network is a successful network.